I believe in never giving up, no matter what the odds. My mantra is, failure is temporary. Giving up is permanent. Kiran Mazumdar Shaw. I faced a number of challenges whilst I built Biocon. Initially, I had credibility challenges where I couldn't get banks to fund me, I couldn't recruit people to work for a woman boss. Even in the businesses where I had to procure raw materials, they didn't want to deal with women. Kiran Mazumdar Shaw. People believe that art and science are two distinct realms. It is far from the truth because, if you look at science from a microscope or from a different lens, you can see the beauty in science. It is very artistic. If you think about brewing, it is biotechnology. And I would say that I was a technologist at heart. So whether I fermented beer or whether I fermented enzymes, the base technology was the same. Innovation and commerce are as powerful tools for creating social progress as they are for driving technological advancement. In Vedic times, we had the great quest for the unknown. We did wonderful things. We celebrate our past Vigyan and our wonderful heritage of science and technology of the Vedic times. My father was a brewmaster. He was the one who I was very close to. He influenced me in many ways, including my pursuing a career as a brewmaster. You have to build a culture of philanthropy. In a country like India, we need to be sensitive and caring about the poorer, more disadvantaged section of our country. I want to be remembered as someone who put India on a scientific map of the world in terms of large innovation. I want to be remembered for making a difference to global healthcare. And I want to be remembered as someone who did make a difference to social economic development in India. Once you start succeeding, you start dreaming big. For me, it was that way. I do serve on various boards and I'm very honest and frank, obviously. I am a very forthright person and I do, sort of, share my candid views on anything. I guess I was very fortunate. I had a very, let's put it this way, I had very wonderful upbringing and a childhood where my parents, of course, exposed us to many cultural aspects, not only of India but other parts of the world. I have a great team who has helped me build Biocon. I was very fortunate to be able to share my vision with a group of people who really were as excited about challenges as I was. I think, in terms of corporate philosophy, I've always believed that you've got to treat people in a very egalitarian manner, in the sense I like to treat people on a one-to-one basis. And I like people to take on a lot of responsibilities because I think with a sense of responsibility also comes a sense of purpose. The brewing industry is a very male-dominated industry. It's a male bastion. I am very concerned about the fact that India as a country does not have a national health system, and I am determined to try and influence the government to really build a national health system for the country. Kiran Mazumdar Shaw. I've had many failures in terms of technological, business, and even research failures. I really believe that entrepreneurship is about being able to face failure, manage failure and succeed after failing. When I started Biocon in 1978, the obstacles I needed to navigate were manifold, ranging from infrastructural hurdles to issues related to my credibility as a businesswoman. With no access to venture capital, money was scarce and high cost. Debt-based capital was all I had. My passion for innovation and my interest in the business of science has seen Biocon commercialize many innovative platforms and products. Indian business women like Indra Nooyi, Shanda Kochar, Naina Lal Kidwai, Shikha Sharma, Swati Piramal, Anuaga, Swati Piramal, Salahia Firodia, Matwani and Zia Modi have put India on a global firmament. As a traditionally risk-averse nation, India has rarely been at the forefront of innovation. Indian companies have mostly imitated others and became very good at it. What really got me focused on cancer was when my best friend was diagnosed with breast cancer, and even though she was a well-to-do person, I found that her treatment costs were crippling. As you become more successful, the gender barrier disappears. The credibility challenges you have during your growing up years starts disappearing when you start demonstrating success. Unfortunately, our stock is somehow not well understood by the markets. The market compares us with generic companies. We need to look at Biocon as a bellwether stock. A stock that is differentiated, a stock that is focused on R&D, and a very, very strong balance sheet with huge value drivers at the end of it. My legacy is going to be in affordable healthcare. I am willing to invest in developing that model and the policies around it. It was a chance encounter with a biotech entrepreneur from Ireland that got me started as an entrepreneur in India, because I partnered this Irish company in setting up India's first biotech company. One of my objectives when I started Biocon was to make sure that I create a company for women scientists to pursue a vocation. I hate the title of being called the richest woman in India, but it's the recognition that this was the value that I had created as a woman entrepreneur, and that makes me very, very proud. It is always nice to reflect on how one started. I don't know whether I can call myself a visionary. Pioneering companies always try out new things and experiment with new concepts and new things. I belong to the breed of first-generation entrepreneurs who have basically created our enterprises with very frugal resources,